With one episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law out on Disney Plus and another one set to come out within the next 24 hours, it's very clear that all of the people who voiced their concerns about this series, the people who watched the trailer, the people who watched all the promotional material and listened to what the cast and crew said about this series, they were 100% correct to be concerned, because it's even worse than a lot of people expected. The cringe dialogue, the unfunny humor, and the fact that, yes, once again, they're showing that Jennifer Walters is just so much better than Bruce Banner immediately. And they're trying to bash you over the head with the idea that just because she's a woman, she's had to endure so much more than anyone could possibly imagine. It's a joke. It's something that's made for 30-year-old single women activists, because it's made by 30-something single female activists. It's not made for all fans. It's not made to be entertainment. Yet we have the mainstream media still doing everything they can to protect this series. Before it even came out, they talked about review bombing, and of course, they made it out to be like it was just overwhelmingly one side was coming out with fake negative reviews, when in reality, there were more fake 10-star, more fake perfect reviews than there were fake 1-star reviews. The media doesn't want to tell you that, but now that we're a couple days removed from the premiere, now that we have the ratings, now they're starting to spin something that is absolutely laughable. She-Hulk is a bona fide MCU hit, doubling Ms. Marvel's audience. What do we have here? She-Hulk Attorney at Law premiere was a smash hit on Disney Plus, more than doubling Ms. Marvel viewership. And then the direct She-Hulk premiere outperforms Ms. Marvel despite the review bombing. Now, I guess if you were to just take this at face value, it might trick some very low IQ idiots into thinking, wow, this must have been a smash hit. It outperformed Ms. Marvel. It did better than Ms. Marvel. It doubled Ms. Marvel's audience. That's incredible. Until you factor in the truth. Ms. Marvel, by a long shot, was the worst performing Marvel series on Disney Plus to date. It was horrific. It was getting less than half the views of what the other premieres got. And by She-Hulk doubling Ms. Marvel's audience, where do you think that leaves it? Oh, yes, that's right. Somewhere around the second worst MCU show on Disney Plus, the second worst numbers. And now the Access Media is trying to pass that off as it's just a smash hit now. What an absolute joke. Before we dig into one of these articles and the numbers, I did just want to give a shout out to my friends over at Meta PCs. I actually recently visited the Meta PCs headquarters. It's incredible what they're doing there. And if you are in need of a new computer, whether you want to custom build it, whether you want a pre-built one, whatever it is, consider checking out Meta PCs. You can use the code RKOutpost for a discount. Those guys are absolutely phenomenal. But let's get back to this, and I want to read the sub-headlines for some of these too. Viewership figures for She-Hulk reveal a lot of households watch Marvel Studios' latest Disney Plus. This one's the most egregious, maybe, by comicbookmovie.com. Despite being review bombed by incels, really. Despite being review bombed by incels, She-Hulk Attorney at Law's premiere was a hit on Disney Plus last Thursday, more than doubling Ms. Marvel's viewership numbers. And of course, if you go follow this person who wrote it out, you're going to be shocked that this is a person who's calling people incels. But I wanted to focus on the direct because they actually put out some of these numbers. And the reason that we should talk about it, look, another Meta PCs ad, shout out Meta PCs. But the reason we need to talk about it is because they are just completely manipulating what people should actually be feeling about this. Here are the premiere numbers for She-Hulk, or for all the MCU, right? You've got WandaVision, 1.6 million. Falcon and Winter Soldier, 1.8. Loki, 2.5 million. Hawkeye, 1.5. Moon Knight, 1.8 million. And then Ms. Marvel at 700,000 viewers. That's what we're looking at when it comes to these numbers for the MCU shows on Disney Plus. What did She-Hulk do? She-Hulk boasts healthy numbers with data showing that 1.5 million US households. So factor in that WandaVision was launched very early on before they had nearly the subscriber count that they do now for US households. Falcon Winter Soldier, same thing. Loki, same thing. And then even when you look at Hawkeye and Moon Knight, they had about 5,000 less US domestic subscribers then when those launched than they do now. Yet they're trying to pass this off as if it's some sort of, incredible achievement. This is a joke. With the numbers we have, you can't say that it's any more than the second worst MCU Disney Plus series premiere. That's what we have to go on right now. And of course, you'll have some people make the excuse, well, if they had released it one day earlier, maybe it would be different. Maybe Miss Marvel's numbers would be different if they hadn't gone right up against the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. All of these things, as we've seen, these people are going to try to do everything they can to spin the narrative. They spun the review bombing, when in fact there were more fake positive reviews than fake negative reviews on IMDb. We proved that, we showed that, and they're doing everything they can to protect this series and protect this show because it goes right along with what they want to promote. Activist messaging, virtue signaling, identity politics instead of entertainment. With so much more left, it's only going to get worse from here, and it's only going to be more of an absolute disaster for Marvel. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.